Good morning, guys. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. Happy Vlogmas Day 7? I think it's Day 7. It's about 11:35 in the morning. I just woke up. I could not get to sleep last night. It was, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning when I finally got to sleep, which is not so unusual, really, because it's not usually until about midnight or 1 a.m. in Las Vegas that I actually usually go to sleep. So it's kind of a normal bedtime for me, but I was so tired. But I woke up and this is my view. We'll see what's going to happen today. I don't want to get too close to the window because I'm kind of in my birthday suit. I don't want to startle anybody, but that's my view. Yeah. Well, hello there. So I finally put clothes on. Yay. I am sitting in front of that view with a bowl of hot oatmeal, just kind of hanging out, relaxing. I could be watching TV, or YouTube, but that view out the window is so pretty. It's just so soft. It's a very soft day. It's a little misty out there. I don't think it's quite raining, but it's moist out there. I have no plans for today. I'm going to go for a walk, see what happens. Tomorrow, I'm going to the Zimmerman house and one other place, I think that's next to it or something. It's a tour. It's a self-guided tour. But they're closed today. But I do have a ticket for tomorrow morning between 9:30 and 11:30. So that's perfect, as my van time tomorrow is 3 p.m. So let's get out of here. I'm going to finish my oatmeal first and then head out. Let's go. So it is a little misty out. It's not quite raining outright, but it's definitely precipitating. So I did a little costume change, got a hood here. I stopped off at the Visitors Information Center on the road here, and really nice lady gave me some directions towards the mill buildings, which might be interesting. She said there's great coffee and restaurant shops around here. The downtown area is more for shopping. There's a mall, that kind of stuff, but I'm not interested in malls so much. But I did see something kind of nice over here. It says Cat Alley. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna go check that out. But there's something called the Bookery, which is a coffee shop and a bookstore, and I think that sounds fantastic. A charming little downtown. Really sweet. So I'm gonna go check out the Bookery for a coffee, see what the Cat Alley is all about, and then maybe head down to the mill buildings. Look at the bike rack. It's a cat. All right, it says, welcome to Cat Alley. There's a bunch of cat-themed graffiti. The perfect timing is now. Look at the cat stickers. I mean, come on, how funny is that? Oh, and there's a ton of little black kitties. There's a, okay. I've never seen, have you ever seen cat graffiti? I have not. Cats are liquid, okay. Look at this. Copycats take over. Look at, I love that. What is going on? Why are all these cats on the wall? Fun. Okay. Huh. All right. Well, that was Cat Alley. Where does it lead out to? Okay. Nowhere. Let's check out the Bookery in Manchester. I see a coffee shop, so we're definitely going to stop there. Oops. Hello. Hi. Oh, what a fun shop. I saw something in the window. That's cute. I have a problem. Look at this. Look at that. It's a teacup with a tea diffuser inside the kitty cat. I don't need it. I'd never use it. It's a fun little shop. Let's get some coffee. What a great little place. I might need a t-shirt. Well, a very nice young lady who served me a cup of coffee at the Cat Alley Cafe, also known as the Bookery. She said that the Courier Art Museum is right down the road. It would be a very good choice to check out. They close at 5, so I should have enough time to enjoy in there. And being inside a museum probably is a better idea than walking around in this light rain. So that's my goal next. I'm sort of torn. Down that way apparently are a bunch of old mill buildings, which was the lifeblood of the economy back in the good old days when New England was a huge manufacturer of textiles and shoes, that kind of stuff. And apparently there's a museum to that sort of era down there that would be interesting, but I think I'm going to hit the art museum. All right, there's a nice little park there. I'm a little winded. The air here is very heavy compared to Las Vegas, but I'll tell you, look at this house. If I had millions of dollars, this is the house I would want to buy. Look at the shutters on the upper left-hand window and the widow's watch or whatever that's called up on top. They made it a library up there. This cute little dog over there barking. I can see books lining the shelves in the top windows there. Such a beautiful house. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right. So the museum is down around the corner. And this house is adorable. Oh, look at how sweet this house is. I'd take either of them. And the museum's right around the corner, I think. All right, I'm here. There's only like a handful of cars, so I hope they're open. Let's go inside. All right, there's only like 10 people in the entire museum right now, so I kind of have it to myself, which is terribly exciting. I just saw this huge pot. I'm not going to show you everything in the museum, but I'll show you a few of my favorite pieces. This is certainly already blowing my mind. It's a piece of pottery, but look at how cool that is. Look how wild that is. I am loving that. And this covered lidded piece. How neat is that? My goodness, this is a serious museum. Who knew in Little Manchester? This piece is very strange. It's a piece called The Flaying of Marsyas. He was a satyr who challenged Apollo to a musical competition. He barely lost, but because he lost, Apollo flayed him of his skin, took his skin off of his body. That's a scalpel up in his hand there. Apparently the artist studied corpses in order to sculpt. Oh my gosh. 1500 to 1545. Wow, okay. What's up with the theme of being skinned alive? This is a painting of the martyrdom of Saint Bartholomew, one of Christ's apostles, being skinned alive. Like, what's up with being skinned alive in Manchester? Oh my goodness. I have seen reproductions of this piece before, but never something in person. This is a piece by Maxfield Parrish. How amazing is that? Look at the light. Wow. There's a whole room of just quilts. Look at this. It's literally a woven rug, and it's woven to look like it's melting onto the floor. How wild is that? Oh my goodness. Just even think of that, never mind do it and have it done so beautifully. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? That's wild. And look at this pottery. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Look at this one. Look at that. It's huge. You really can't see the scale of it, but wow. All right, now this piece is ridiculously interesting. I'm gonna take a close-up so you can see what it's made up of. Images of house numbers taken by Google Maps as it drives by houses, okay? And but there's a sensor up on top there. And as you stand in front of the piece, look what happens. It's like a shadow of you created by numbers that change. The images and the numbers change. Isn't that wild? I mean, insane. All right, you know how I love teapots. Look at that one. Look at that teapot. My mouth is watering. This is an interactive piece where you can write down your hopes and your fears and things like that. And there's something silly like, I hope England loses and that I get to eat a Cinnabon soon. But then you read, I hope for a dad and fear for death. We've all got a story, right? Wow. All right, let's go upstairs. This is an amazing museum. I mean, small, but really world class. This is definitely worth coming back to Manchester for sure. Look at this table. It is of 2 dogs carved out of wood. The dogs are holding bones, which hold up the tabletop, and their tails support the table. How cool is that? Oh my gosh. This is another piece I've only seen a reproduction of in a book, and this is by Andrew Wyeth. Just, it's fascinating what they have in this little tiny museum. Here's a little taste of Picasso. This is 1941, called Woman Seated in a Chair. Pretty cool. Here's a little taste of Matisse. I mean, this place has everything. This place has everything. I think I'll spend about an hour in this room alone. Look at this piece of cameo glass. See the base color, of course, is that deep turquoise. The white and the rose on top, those are different layers of glass that were applied to the piece and then carved through to create the texture and the colors there. I mean, and it didn't break, didn't shatter. Look, it's magnificent. Look at this piece. Absolutely stunning. Look, I mean, it's amazing. That up there in her hand is a pair of shears. It's a pair of scissors. And it's going to cut the thread here that runs between these 2 sisters here. These are the 3 fates. Here they're spinning a thread from what looks like horsehair or something. And it's being gathered here on this little spool. And then this fate here is choosing the moment in which to cut the thread to end the life. It's just a fascinating piece. Look at that. That is an original Louis Comfort Tiffany lampshade, seasonally appropriate with poinsettias. I love this piece. It's by an artist, Albert Bierstadt. It's titled View Near Newport. I wonder if that is Aquidneck Island in Rhode Island, but it's from 1859. Look at the quality of light. It's crazy. The same kind of light happens in the desert here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful palette. Well, this section of the gallery, apparently, see the mosaic here on the floor? That was the original footprint of the original building where this now stands. Really interesting. Well, it's officially raining now. It's not just misting. Thank God I brought this coat. That museum was spectacular. I mean, I only took a couple shots of some of the things that were most sort of impressive to me at the moment. Where am I going? Over here. But definitely, if you're in Manchester, you have to check that museum out. And I will try to get another long layover here because that museum is definitely a place I want to come back to. So, all right. I am going that way. All right, I will see you probably back at the hotel because it's a little messy out here. See you soon. Walking by, I saw a sign, Queen City Cupcakes. I had to get a coconut cupcake. Had to. Huh. I'm stuck on the elevator. I'm on floor 3. I've been here for probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Longer than I should be in an elevator with the doors closed. Huh. Rather than freak out, let me just call the hotel. I have a cupcake and a Diet Dr. Pepper in my bag, so I'm set for a while, but this is disconcerting. Well, that was disconcerting, as you'd probably imagine. I had been pushing all the buttons to get off that elevator with increasing frequency because my eagerness to get off the elevator was increasing as well. Now, with this elevator, we do have to swipe our key card to have the elevator move after a certain hour. But at this hour, all you have to do is push the buttons. And I was pushing some buttons, and I'm good at pushing buttons. Well, I finally, after about 3 minutes, called the elevator because of the front lobby with my cell phone because I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I got in touch with the front desk and I was just hitting the buttons. And I know that I hit that lobby button a number of times, but this time I must have hit it like 5 or 6 times in a row, like quick. And the elevator moved, thank goodness. So I got down to the front lobby, talked to the front desk, let them know, hey, you might want to warn people about that elevator. And then I got the other elevator. Thank goodness it worked. It got me to my room nice and safe. So I am snug as a bug in my hotel room. It's still kind of a gray, rainy day, but it's beautiful. If I had to choose to move like overnight, I would move to Manchester. I have to tell you, I love this little city. It's perfectly quaint. It's so perfectly New England. The people are lovely. I've met a bunch of local people today. And I love the bumpy brick sidewalks with the tree roots kind of pushing some of the bricks up. I just love the little shops, the local shops. I actually like New England weather, although I can't handle snow for great lengths of time. So maybe New Hampshire's a wrong choice there, but I just love Manchester. All right, so I am on Flicka right now. I have been trying to swap out of or move some trips around so that I don't have to work so much back to back to back to back. I want to see if I can show you what my schedule used to look like, and then I'll show you what my schedule looks like now, because I was successful in a few little ways. So I'll show you. Hold on one sec. All right, so the camera work here is not amazing, I'm sorry, but in this little box in the middle, you can sort of see my schedule, but I'm trying not to show you like hotel locations and my coworkers' names and numbers and all that mess. So in the middle, you'll see my schedule. The first 4 days were actually vacation days. So I was paid 4 credit hours per day. The rest of that time off is just scheduled time off, and I liked it like that so I could potentially move trips up and around or pick up on days off to make more money or whatever. I liked the freedom that this schedule gave me. But if you look at the bottom half of the schedule, it's very, very heavily packed, and that's more work than I really wanted to do. The trip on the 14th and the 17th are back to back. I did have a little bit of time between the 2 trips. It wasn't like I had to get off the plane and get back on the plane, but I just don't like back-to-back trips. I want to be able to go home, relax, take care of the cats, and just like give them some love and attention, and so they don't feel abandoned by me for, too long. And then, back to work. Then I had a couple days off, and then I had another back-to-back trip, the 22nd and the 25th. I would have arrived back home at about 4:30 in the afternoon from that St. Louis trip. And I have to start my Christmas morning trip. I think I have to check in at like 8 o'clock in the morning or something. But again, back-to-back trips, which I do not want to work. So that was what my schedule looked like. All right, now for some worse camera work here. Now you can see my amended schedule. So the first 4 days, as you can see, are vacation days. On the 6th, yesterday, I started this trip on right now. It's got that 42-hour layover in Manchester. That little dash between Manchester and Las Vegas lets me know that it's a long layover in between. And then you can see I still have some days off, the 9th through the 13th. And then I picked up a one-day trip, and that trip is, I think, 4 legs with 5.5 hours credit. I was hoping to pick up a couple one-day trips in order to make up enough time to drop a trip, but I can't seem to drop a trip because we don't have enough reserves. Blah, 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 my life, right? So I've got one day I have to work there, then I have the 15th and 16th off. I still have that Austin trip, which is the 17th. I liked that trip. I'm going to keep it because it's got a 25-hour layover in Austin and then an okay layover in Newark. I have 2 days off, which is great. And then I still have a back-to-back trip. Let's see if I can get this here. I still have a back-to-back trip on the 22nd and the 25th. I can't get rid of that Christmas trip, but the trip on the 22nd is a little bit better. It's not as long a layover. That original trip was a long St. Louis layover for like 25 hours. But now I have like a 17, 18-hour layover in Seattle. Then I have a short layover in Cleveland. I'm back in Las Vegas on Christmas Eve by like 10 o'clock in the morning, which, while I still have to work on Christmas Eve, I'm back at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I don't have to start the next day, Christmas Day, until 8 o'clock in the morning. And that gives me enough time to spend at home, relaxing, preparing for my next trip, and then most importantly, making sure my cats feel loved and cared for and not, you know, abandoned for a week. And then I had that Christmas trip, and then I've got a day off, and then I've got a trip on New Year's Eve. I am back in Las Vegas by about 4:30 in the afternoon on New Year's Eve. So I'm going to be blocking. Let's see if I can move this. Oh, hold on one sec. So my block hours are 80 and a half hours. I'm getting credit for 100.17 hours. So 20 hours soft credit. You can hardly beat that with a stick. Very happy with that. And you can see my year to date, I will have worked 768.5 hours over the course of the year. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my schedule now. Sorry, that was probably pretty horrendous looking at that screen like that, but if I showed you any more of the screen, I would have showed you other coworkers' names and numbers, and it just wouldn't have been good. So I am very happy with my December schedule so far. I'm still going to keep on trying to drop that trip on the 22nd if I can pick up a couple hours somewhere else, just because I would like one day off between those two trips. But as it is, it's not a bad schedule, and I've been able to open it up a little bit more, so I have more free time for myself and the cats. If you are not familiar with me and don't know me very well, yes, my cats' needs and comfort are tantamount to mine. So I think about them all the time in every situation, but blah, blah, blah. So now I am going to throw some chili, some macaroni, and some cheese into my Sabbath heat and make a little bit of a chili mac. It's going to take a little while to heat up and get that cheese to melt. So it is 3:54 in the afternoon. I want to get to bed relatively early tonight in that I've got that Frank Lloyd Wright tour to go on tomorrow morning. And I have to make a habit this month of trying to go to bed a little bit earlier than usual. Usually, I go to bed about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning in Las Vegas, where I live. But my schedule all of December is early morning shows, like 5, 6, 8 o'clock in the morning, all month, every single trip. So I'm going to try and start to get in the habit of going to bed a little bit earlier, so waking up in the morning is just not as painful. But there you go. I don't think my dinner is going to be so exciting that I should film it. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up. And thank you for coming along with me. It's been a fantastic layover so far. And it's only going to get better tomorrow, I'm sure. So I will see you tomorrow. All right. Thanks. Fly safe. Bye-bye.